Hey guys, welcome to the think tank. I'm not used to this platform. I quite like it once I'm used to it, but until then, not so much. So if you guys notice any lagging or anything along those lines, do you mind letting me know? Always dramatic. Good to see you, James, Carrie, Tracy, Maxie. I'm missing you, buddy. Hey, Dandy. Hola, amigos. Yeah, I was watching from yesterday, and I wasn't sure if it was lagging in parts. So if you guys find that, be sure to let me know, and I will do my best to correct it. Hey, Mal. Welcome, welcome. Do it that way. So today, Rex, right? Oh, look at that. I'm going to see if I can put down some things and see if that helps with the stream. Let's check it out. Oh, it's still doing it, eh? Okay, well, I'll pay attention to that. Sound and words. What is taking up my bandwidth? Let's see, I'm going to try something else, guys. Okay, let's see how it goes from here. Can you let me know if there's any kind of lag? You're buffering a bit too, Kathy? Good to see you. Let me know if that helped even a little bit. I'm not so sure if it's your guys' end or not. I'm not quite sure. Because I'm on a different platform right now, James. Dandy, good to see you. No, the tree's not glimmering. I changed platforms. I thought this would be a little bit clearer, but now we might be lagging. So yeah, Rex Heuermann. So they're looking to see if maybe there is some kind of connection between Rex Heuermann and the I-25 guy. I don't like that I can't watch this. And so yeah, make sure, mods, let me know if there's any kind of lagging and I'll see what else I can do, friends. So isn't that something? What do you guys think? Like there is visually. Is it better now? Nice. Nice. Okay. So some of my merch came in. It's coming slow. I don't know if it's because it's over the border or not. But this is the distressed dad's cap. And I did straighten out the logo so it's not like my other one. It should be on point with the should be on point. So if you like it, give her bullets. They're really not that expensive for caps. And they're comfy. Shauna, good to see you, as always. So let's see here. Of course, I didn't do this beforehand. Can you believe everybody's starting to talk about Christmas? I actually seen Christmas lights up already. I just about hurled. It's like, what? No. I'm not a Grinch, but what? Yeah, I do have hoodies. There's hoodies, you can get it with the logo stitched, or you can go with logo buffering again. Oh my God. I wonder if it's me, you guys. You're okay, Lizzie. So, sounds like Rex has just handed that house over to Asa. They say it's worth 500 and some thousand. I don't know what that's all about, but I think I've got something pinned on that as well. You're okay, Jazzy. Oh, I mean Lizzie, sorry. You're okay. Oh, you're okay. It's not that bad. Not that bad. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. Okay, let's see here. Just say hello. And then, don't, you can't drag. She likes to drag my clothes and drag me around. No. Okay, sit down. Just sit down, you two. Good Lord, Martha. Okay. Let me know if it starts to act weird again. Because I don't like it when it's doing that for you guys. I've got one more that I want to put up, and I think we're good. Okay. Ay. Okay, so let's take a boo. Here. Gail goes, suspect Rex Heuermann's estranged wife goes to court visit for the first time. So that literally was the first time. Oh my. So she went to court for the first time. They're saying that she's been visiting off and on. And I don't know, they've got a camera crew out there. Documentary has been brought up. Is that what she's doing as a documentary? This is so bizarre. And I'm thinking if he, if he literally has signed it over.
Maureen Brainerd Barnes was 25 years old. Maureen Brainerd Barnes was 25 years old when she disappeared July 9th of 2007.
She had these bright blue eyes. She's very outgoing, very outspoken. Every time I talk about it, it doesn't get any
the weekend, Maureen.
This has just turned into such an ish show, guys, like all of these cases. I hope that they are able to find out everything that they need to know to nail this guy to the wall.
Disappeared was not a typical trip to New York.
Maureen was under a lot of pressure that weekend to make money. She was getting evicted.
She wasn't making enough money that weekend. And Maureen said, you go back, I need to stay another night or two. This was an act of desperation for Maureen.
And she was just sitting in bed with the TV on. And I said, come on, just let's go. She was like, no, I'll be good. I'll be here when you come back on Wednesday.
Heartbreaking. And this is the one that they, hello, thank you. This is the one that they have not got Rex on yet. They have the, oh my word, they have all of the right things there with her remains, which is a hair. That is what busted a lot of them. But this one doesn't have the end. So therefore, they can't identify.
She was not.
Unreal.
I wish. In celebration of the all-new Disney movie Wish, join Verizon to help make wishes from children in...
So, the estranged wife of Gilgo Beach suspect Rex Heuermann attended one of his court appearances for the first time on Wednesday. Asa ELLERUP filed for divorce 6 days after Heuermann's July arrest for the deleting of 3 adult workers. He has pleaded not guilty. So, look at his hair. If it was just across, kind of looks like that I-25 sketch. Heuermann's routine court appearances on Long Island on Wednesday was to allow attorneys to work out scheduling matters. We're not getting any video. ELLERUP, who recently visited Heuermann in jail, is under contract with a production company, according to her attorney. ELLERUP's attorney has signaled she plans to attend every court date going forward so she can see the evidence for herself. ELLERUP told ABC News in July after the arrest, "My children have been crying themselves to sleep, and I've been crying myself to sleep too." She's wearing slippers. Not that I don't wander around in them lots. Heuermann was arrested in July for the deleting of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello, who were found on the beach in 2010. Heuermann is also prime suspect in the passing of a 4th woman, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, who vanished in 2007. Though he has not been charged in that case, prosecutors said the investigation into Brainerd Barnes' unaliving is ongoing. He's due back on February. Hey. Oh, word. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, I find it super odd as well. If that is exactly what they're doing, it's pretty unusual. I mean, it's just brutal. She reminds me of Kathy Bates in Misery. Well said. If they're divorced, she can testify. Yeah, she can testify against him. I personally don't trust her and want the $1 donated back. Oh, you too. No, no, not in here. I've always believed she knows a lot more, involved in some kind of way. Match made in hell. These two, both attention seekers, they complain on cameras and complain that the cameras are following her. Yeah, things are just offbeat. Something just feels wrong. Yeah, she's not being shy all of a sudden. No, she is not. Yeah, had a gut feeling it was going to be a name we never heard before. Yes, something is definitely off with her. I couldn't agree more. That's what I think. She only filed divorce to protect their interests. That's exactly what I think. And I mean, who knows? Maybe she's been talking to him more than we are even aware of, right? Unreal. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the things that she's done has been basically to back over here, right? As actually, see if I can find something else even better than that. Trying to get okay, here we are. Yeah, the whole case has been bizarre since the first day. Well said, yeah. Yep, she's displaying one thing and doing another. She's definitely making herself look a little suspicious, right? She couldn't always cooperate, speak against him, and get him an immunity deal. Yes, she could. Yeah. Things get locked up during a divorce, right? Well, I don't think so. Not if they work things out amicably. Yeah, I don't think she knew about the unaliving, but knew he was a deviant. Yep. Yeah, I could agree with that. Well, hello, Tony. Good to see ya. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so Gilgo Beach. Rex Heuermann, estranged wife, attends his court appearance. Okay, so let's see what's going on with them now.
Order official New York lottery tickets right from your phone.
No. I said no.
Court conference today. Again, real court cases take time. We're handing over a tremendous amount of material, as was indicated on the record. We're going to continue to do that, and we're going to try to continue to do that in a coherent way that makes sense, rather than just a handover piecemeal documents. We want to hand over sets of documents pertaining to either particular investigations or.
So I think this is from today still. Let me see if I can. Let's listen.
Particular witnesses, so that way we can be able to confirm that we've in fact turned the material over, and the defense would be able to sort of look at it, and it'll make sense to them, and they'll be able to go through it in a way that makes sense. So that's basically it. Does anyone have any questions?
DA Tierney, the defense attorney asked for investigative notes that were taken since the beginning of the investigation. He said the last time that he's looking for other suspects that were looked at in this case. Will those notes be handed over?
Sure. I think the way we did it, as I said, we wanted to do it in a coherent way. I've been, basically everything that we've done, that's not ongoing, since I've been involved in the case has been turned over. It's a little bit more difficult for me to turn over what's happened, 12 years in the past and we just want to do it in a way that we can be confident that we've given until the grand jury process. Well, grand jury, you go where the evidence takes you. So, especially when you're at the end of an investigation, you're bringing in, extraneous matters and potential witnesses, and that's not always, subject to your schedule. So you sort of have to work through that. So we're going to, tie all those things up, and then when we're concluded with it, we'll bring it in. But we're not gonna set a time to it or a specific date to it, because it's it's evidence based. It's not time based.
Do you feel like you have enough evidence to charge him in the court?
It doesn't matter what I think. It matters what I can do and what I will do. Or what we will do. So we'll wait until that process is concluded, and it's just a process that you have to work through that we haven't.
So he's not even saying right there that he's guilty? Am I understanding that right? Well, how's that work?
Done so yet.
Is your office looking at other possible suspects? The grand jury?
I'm sorry?
Sorry. At this point, do you expect to extend the grand jury?
No, we don't expect that.
Where are you with the other murders?
So as we said right from the onset, this case, this initial investigation had to do with the Gilgo 4. We've charged 3 out of the 4 victims, which were primarily known as the Gilgo 4. That 4th case is winding down, and since we've become overt with the announcement of the original indictment, we have been working on those other cases and investigating it. That investigation will continue.
So there's no grand jury for the other 6 sets of remains?
The specific grand jury which we're working on pertains to the Gilgo 4.
And one follow-up question. You're very aware there was a press conference where the police commissioner, Rodney Harrison, attended with John Ray, a private attorney. You put out a statement after that. Have you looked at any of those affidavits about whether Rex Heuermann might have been tied to Karen Borgata, the firearm, and Jane Doe?
Yeah, so, as I said, I did release a statement with regard to that. And with regard to what we look at a great many things. We don't disclose what we look at. There's an investigative purpose behind that. So we've talked to, I could tell you we've talked to hundreds of witnesses, but we don't disclose who we talk to, and that's just a policy of ours. So,
is he talking in circles, guys? Cell phone data and DNA. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he is in court today. And I mean, it could already be over. I haven't seen anything, but it could very well be over. Yeah. I wonder if Asa becoming ill caused Rex to escalate, or she allowed him to venture again with parties. Witnesses still give me pause. Well said. Potential witnesses. Yeah, there is. In a couple of cases, people say that they seen him. So, yeah, DNA, cell tracking, witness statements. They've got a couple ex-street workers that talk about him. So I imagine there's a little, and whatever else they found, because they've got similarities between a lot of these cases as well that is more it's not DNA. You know, when it's circumstantial, enough circumstantial evidence builds a tower of strength, you know? She would have to be made to testify. I don't think she would volunteer. So once they're divorced, though, how does that work? Doesn't that change? Maybe offer some kind of immunity if any involvement knowledge she may know. Testify against Rex. We offer you immunity. That's a big possibilities. But you know, it seems right now that she's visiting him and doing all this stuff with the documentary and what have you. Something in me thinks that, you know, they're doing this together. That's what I believe. They are doing this together. So yeah, the immunity. Yeah, cell phone data and DNA. And a couple witnesses, right? We've got Amber Costello, I think it was her roommate that's seen him. And then in another case, I think it was in Atlanta possibly, where a daughter could have seen him. She took part in all 13. Fred was willing to take the fall all himself. Yeah. Unfortunately, the cops seen and through. That's exactly right. You know what? I was just watching something on them the other day, James. Despicable. You know? And the way they ended up knowing that she was doing this on her own, Rose West, is one of the times one of these unalivings happened, he was in jail. So that one Fred West couldn't fix for her. I bet they do, right? Duh. Okay, is that how it works? Okay. Keeping the burner phone most unwise. Press is over. And what am I missing? Okay. I'm just wondering, like, after their divorce, can they still make her come up as a witness? Yeah, that's what I don't know, Mel. Like, I don't know yet how that will work. Yep. That's exactly what I think. Visiting him maybe to find out from him what to and what not to reveal. The stupidity of these two. All visits will be recorded. Yeah. And I think she's wanting him to help her. What do I do here? What do I do? What do I do? Here's the house. Get cameras in there. But if they are doing some kind of documentary, what does that say about his status as far as guilty or innocent? I don't know what they're doing. Like if he's innocent, you know, who needs the documentary? So I just find it really, really odd. Most of the girls had female hair belonging to Asa somewhere on them. Miss Waterman was found with a male hair that subsequently matched to Rex. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. Yeah, you'd think that would be a fast escape from the relationship. Cheerio. Take the rings. I don't care. I think it's that she can't be compelled to testify. Yeah, and then again, like after they're divorced. Right? Oh my word. Only two things that were said after the divorce. A wife can't testify against her husband. Okay. Right? You got it. Boom. Chopper. Boom. Okay. Why are you guys so... No, you can't have my lighter. Can't have my vape. Can't have my water. Okay, sit down. Sit down. Oh, God. I'm stuck on me. Oh, Lordy, what happened there? That's good. That's good. Unreal. Okay.
So we're gonna maintain that policy.
Those 75 pages that haven't been turned over, you said they were from the commencement of the grand jury. What do they pertain to?
Well, I mean, I think you can glean from the discussion that that we've turned over all aspects of the grand jury pertaining to the 3 charged cases. So that would leave something out, and I'll leave you to figure out what that is.
So it relates to what's ongoing.
Yep, it relates to the ongoing aspect of the grand jury. Absolutely, Grant. Yes.
Hi. Are you looking into other states as well?
So I have jurisdiction in Suffolk County. You know, my jurisdiction ends at the Suffolk County line. So we're looking at what happened in Suffolk County. Through our investigation, obviously we've learned a lot about the defendant and his movements and other things. So we're ready, willing, and able to share that with our law enforcement partners in other jurisdictions. They would control that investigation, and we have talked to other jurisdictions about this case and many other cases. But just like I wouldn't appreciate other jurisdictions talking about my investigations, I'm not going to talk about what may or may not be happening in California or Florida or any other place.
At this pace, when would you anticipate a trial?
So that's difficult for me to say because we have a lot of evidence.
So this is like the thing. When do we get to take this to court? And I'm really interested to see with the other people that they've been finding, if there's any connection in some of these. And what about this I-25 thing? Like, that concerns me a little bit, because if I look at Rex Heuermann with his, he usually flips it. But if it was down straight across, holy crap, he'd look like that dude.
And also, we have a lot of forensic evidence, cellular telephone, DNA, mitochondrial DNA, nuclear DNA. So, which will be the subject of, I'm sure, motions by the defense. So once we get into the motion practice part of the case, we'll probably have a better idea about a timetable. But until we get there, it's tough to say.
And how long has this grand jury been convened so far? What's the start date on it? I know it's continuing, but do we have an estimate of when
You're testing my recollection. It started in June. Started in the summer. It's all been a blur. The grand jury itself, the pace was quite frenzied up until the arrest. So it started in June.
So you had the indictment within maybe 6 weeks of starting the grand jury?
No, we didn't have the indictment until.
So I'm pretty sure they're ready to go. What do you guys think? You too. I think they're ready to go. I think they're just hoping to find more, is the way I'm seeing it. I could be wrong, but that's the way I'm seeing it.
Shortly before the defendant's arrest.
Yes, but I'm saying like there was maybe 4 to 6 weeks of testimony.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that, and also it's you can extend it. So again, it's really based upon the evidence and the tempo that's set in the grand jury based on that evidence.
You say you're very aware of the defendant's movements over a period of time. Do you have knowledge of him moving around other states and law enforcement agencies in other states come to you for assistance?
So we looked at a number of things, a telephone, financial records, and other things. And so, from going back to the first murder in 2007 that we've been investigating, up until the present time. So all of that information is available to our law enforcement partners in other jurisdictions, depending upon, what they're looking at.
Any comment on...
So are we learning anything from him, or is this just more verbal diarrhea? I don't think we're learning a lot. Yeah, so ultimately, it's really not about who's right and who's wrong. It's just different views, right? Different states, different laws.
His wife showing up today for court or also going to the jail last week?
No, she announced that she was coming today, and she came. So, as is her right. Yes, sir.
Since the Peacock Network is working with the family, is there any journalistic preferential treatment to the network, to the Peacock?
From me, I don't know. Whatever. I can only control like our task force and what we do, and what other people do is up to them. And what journalists decide to do or listen to or report, that's up to them. What we've been cognizant of and what we've been trying to do is we've been trying to build our case through the grand jury, and I can tell you that the evidence that we've established through the grand jury does not always comport with that which is being reported in the news.
If other jurisdictions wanted a copy of
What's going on, Lizzie?
DNA profile from the cheek swab, would they have to execute a search warrant and present that to you?
So that's a complex legal question, and it depends upon both the law in our jurisdiction as well as the law in the particular jurisdiction that's asking for it. So what we do is we comply with the law, obviously in New York, but also in the other jurisdiction, and depending upon what the law is, we act accordingly.
Mr. Tierney, could you recap what was discussed in court today and talk about just the discovery? There were a lot of numbers thrown around. Can you just talk to us about what's been handed over, what that discussion was?
Sure. A great many things have been turned over. Primarily today, what we turned over was all of the lab work that was done in the case, as well as the underlying notes pertaining to that lab work, which from the time of the investigation up until the arrest, I believe. So that has been turned over. We turned over a lot of subpoena returns as well, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff, gigabytes worth of materials.
It was mentioned that there was 1,300 photos taken during the search.
13,000.
13,000. Is that unusual?
So again, this is the information going slowly through the system. And a lot of times this is the longest part of waiting, is getting to the part where they can finally at least everything settled and they can set a date.
Well, I think that this was a sprawling investigation, that had to do with a lot of different places. Places outside the state, the house in Massapequa Park, a business in New York City, storage units. And the type of evidence that we're looking at, we're looking at trace evidence, molecular evidence. So given all of those things, you're going to have a lot of pictures. Yes. We stand ready. We look forward to trying the case, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Well, I don't know. What'd you guys think of that? Do you think we learned much? It's just brutal. So yeah. Gigolo Beach suspect Rick Heuermann signs over his dilapidated $530K family home to his son for his soon-to-be ex-wife for $0 as she begins filming documentary with major streamer. Do you guys know about this? I had no clue. Let's see, maybe I can go over here. Might be better. Oh, wasn't that something, Chopper? Yeah. She was pretty choked up. Well, that's what happens. Yeah. Okay, so is that? Yeah, I think that's good. So let's see here. Gilgo Beach suspect Rich Heuermann has signed over his rundown family home worth $530 to his soon ex-wife for $0. The 60-year-old filed a transfer deed on September 22nd and named Asa ELLERUP as the sole owner of the property in Massapequa Park on Long Island, New York. So back in September, he did this. This is how long it takes for stuff to come out. 2 months later. Property records show he bought the home from his parents for $170,000 in '94, but it has now more than tripled in value. Brutal. His wife filed for divorce 6 days after Heuermann was charged with the deleting of 3 workers who were found among 11 found on the desolate stretch of coastline close to their Long Island home between 2010 and 2011. So ELLERUP, who is 60, visited him in jail for the first time since he was arrested on July 13th and spent up to an hour with him on November 8th. She's preparing to film a documentary with a major streaming service about the case. What? Man, oh man, people do weird crap. First time I've seen something like this. So she's had it since September 22nd. And here's the deed. Asa ELLERUP. Finalized on October 5 and was subject to a $495 fee in administration fees. But it's not clear who paid for this. I'm sure it was Rex. What a dump. I'm sorry. But I don't care if you got a little bit of money or you got a lot of money. There's nothing wrong with being house proud. And I wouldn't call this house proud. Paperwork for the property transfer is finalized. It was subject to a $495 fee. ELLERUP lives in the home with her and Heuermann's children, Christopher and Victoria. He is not contesting the terms of the divorce, which remain sealed. Of course they do. At the time of the divorce was filed, her attorney said it was precautionary measures to protect her from future liability in case the families of Heuermann's alleged victims sue. Heuermann has been charged with Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Lynn Costello, who disappeared between 2009 and 2010. Authorities said he is also the prime suspect in the passing of Maureen Brainerd Barnes. ELLERUP visited the Manhattan architect in jail last week, and her attorney said she will attend court to see for herself if there is evidence he committed the atrocities he is accused of. So whatever he's feeding her, she's buying it. Sounds like to me. Standing outside the family home in Massapequa Park on Friday, Robert Massadino confirmed the visit with Daily Mail and said she would be attending her husband's trial. Good Lord. What do you guys think? Would you be going to visit yours? Would they be able to get you thinking that everything with them is good and they're after him for no good reason? No, there's no counting. There's no telling. I mean, and personally, I think there has to be more. Okay. She wants to hear and see how it played out in court. Not what the media has put out, not what the podcast people are saying. Certainly not what John Ray is saying. She wants to hear and see for herself what is presented in court. Macedonia added in reference to John Ray, who is a lawyer for the families of two of the women. So that's Shannon Gilbert and because he worked for the Gilbert family right away. And I think he did take on another one of the girls' cases. The name's not coming to me right now. So let's see here. The home ELLERUP legally owns was extensively searched for 12 days, and investigators excavated the backyard and hauled out truckloads of evidence. They had big machinery in there digging. And they did find some weird stuff, but I don't think anything that came back to him that I know of. But who knows? She's not been accused of any wrongdoing by the police, but Attorney Ray has called for her to be investigated alongside her husband and questioned her innocence. He claimed her visit to the jail was evidence of their illicit cooperation. That's what I'm wondering. It seems to me, I mean, what do you guys think? It seems to me that they could be very well doing some of this as a team. And that's heartbreaking if that's the case. I mean, we were talking about Fred West. Well, he was arrested first, and eventually it just came down. She was like, yeah, it was him. Yeah, it was him. She was all good with him taking the rap. And then they ended up, again, like I said, saying he was in jail at the time of a certain unaliving. So it has to be her. Just unreal. Do they work together? The daughter and the son. So yeah, this is Heuermann's house. And I'm not sure, the park might even just be in here, but there is a massive, massive park just a couple blocks from his house that he's been going to since he was a kid. You know, we've talked about it quite a few times. It has never been searched. And that makes me a little bit curious as to, would he dump in a place so close that he was familiar with? Well, my mind says yes, but really, who knows? So this is Gilgo Beach, and this is where the girls were found all along this stretch. So 11 of the girls were found when they were looking for Shannon Gilbert, who ended up being down here somewhere, I do believe. Maybe even down here. She ran out of a house, calling the police, saying someone's after me. They didn't find her for like a month or something, and she was like, she'd been killed. And 911, I think the call was over 20 minutes. And I don't know of anybody running to help her. It's evidence of their unified interest because they've been unified in everything that's occurred. And she's not going there because there's a conflict of any kind, and I can't prove that. On the property transfer, Ray accused the pair of coming up with a scam to defraud creditors, which could include families of the victims who later choose to file lawsuits. Right? They can't take her house. And he's got to have assets spread all over the place in my mind. So it's a scam. Up their ears, and they know it. That's a presumptive fraud of creditors of Rex Heuermann. Yeah. So they conspired together for that to happen. And it's, of course, during the matrimonial. So there'll be a pretend claim that it's a settlement of the matrimonial assets. But it's actually a fraud on creditors. And she's engaging voluntarily in that. She's not the person at all that is portrayed as someone who is abused and broken. That's just not the case. What do you guys think? I just find something sus. So was it a surprise? No, it's no surprise at all that she's going to visit him in jail to talk to him about God knows what else. She hadn't been visiting him at all, but she does after she's been given the house. ELLERUP was at the home with her 2 children on Friday, and what happened to be a television or production crew, source told News 12, Long Island, that she is working with an unknown major streaming service on a documentary about the case. Guys, like, what? I don't get this. How is she doing a documentary on the case? Is this to show his innocence? That's the thing. It's very strategic. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I agree with you guys. It's just, oh my God. I want a gavel. I really do. It's on my Christmas list. Yes, she is, in my opinion, too. She's playing with the victims better than the victims. I don't like it. Yeah, this just basically, if she is given all of that property, she's basically untouchable. They can't go at her. Yes, I think so. Maybe she wanted to know if they had anything in the house that the cops haven't found. That's a really good question. You know, do you guys think that there's a possibility that he's also got hidden money, sent overseas or something because they seem very sly. Yeah, I think she can. Absolutely. It's just him. Can't be anything out about him, but she can do something on her life. And he's included in that. So, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, right? She's sure making sure the money is coming in. She really is. She's definitely knows to work around the system a little bit. I want a gavel. Yeah. If they waited to release documents specials after the trial, there's written law that guilty people cannot profit, and all the money should go to the victims' families. Yeah, I know here in Canada that they cannot profit off of it, but I do believe that the wife, kids, all of that could. Yeah, and the guilty people can't. Yeah, we're the same. That's what I think. Yeah, it's usually just the guy or girl that has done the crime, as far as I know. Isn't that the truth? Don't know how this documentary is allowed before the trial has begun. Something again more sus. It is. It is. But right from the start, this woman, I mean, I'm not trying to be sour or anything, but she's just been like, like a little bit cray-cray maybe. I don't know. Just really unusual actions. What if she profits from it? Can she use that money for the defense? I'm sure she could. I'm sure she could. Oh, I like watching stuff on Sammy the Bull James. Yeah, the son of Sam Law. You can't profit from it if involved. I'm sure I heard the victims of Sammy the Bull talk about it. So just because she is married to him, do you think that's enough? Right, Kathy, but they'll have to tread lightly with Asa because I am more than sure that John Ray, the lawyer, will come after her to sue. I would think so. I would think so. I think he'll go at her. Yep. Yeah, the system is like really screwed up. Right now, we're dealing with Canada's their medical system. Oh my God, you want to talk about an ish show? Good God. Okay, so let's get back. Right, Mal? Okay. Her son Christopher was seen leaving the home to walk the dog, and her daughter surfaced outside as well. ELLERUP, who was dressed in beige cardigan, black pants, did not want to speak to the media, but her attorney spoke on her behalf. She's doing fine. She's holding up well. She had a visit with Rex on Wednesday afternoon and spent about an hour with him. I did not get into the discussion what the content of the conversation was. He added, I hadn't seen him in person since the day before his arrest. Other than that, she's doing okay. Asked if she was supporting Heuermann, Macedino said she wants to see and hear for herself what evidence they have that he did this. Oh, wouldn't his hair and her hair give it away a little bit? Macedino added, the media and everyone around has convicted him. In situations like this, you're guilty and proven. But there's like so much evidence. And again, there's DNA. He revealed that ELLERUP went to the prison alone on Wednesday and that her 2 children did not accompany her. Like these 4 down here, we got Melissa, Amber, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, and Megan Waterman. It is Maureen Brainerd Barnes that there was the hair was degraded. There was not anything for them to test. I think they may have got a partial or something, but I don't think that they feel it's enough. They're not there yet. So yeah, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, and Melissa Bartholomew. So he's been charged with the 3. And as far as I can tell, they've got a lot on him. Look at that. Just like that. Robert Macedino confirmed the jail visit with Daily Mail, said she would be attending her husband's trial to see if he's guilty of the crimes. Well, that's just a great idea. She has no future plans to see Heuermann in jail, and her attorney said life is on hold until his trial plays out. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I can't tell. Where do you guys think these guys are from? Macedino said she's adjusting to her new life without Heuermann. Every day it becomes the new normal. Since July 13th is what the new normal is. You're adjusting every day, gets a little bit better to being what new normal is. It's like a death of somebody in the beginning. She and the kids are okay. He insisted that her prison visit was just like anyone else visiting a loved one. It is the same as every other visitor. She has to go through the same routine. 1 hour visit. There is no special treatment for Rex as another prisoner, she said. She made her reservation about the visitation just like everyone else does through the sheriff's office policy at the Riverhead Correctional Facility, and that she has no future plans of seeing him. He didn't seem angry. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's nice. On her way. I wonder that now that he's probably going to be locked up for the rest of his life, I wonder if she will fix this place. Junk, junk, and more junk. Junk, junk, and more junk.
Was only caught for 2 cold case murders of sex workers because his brother's DNA showed up in a state database in 2014.
Okay. How you guys doing? Well, that's the thing. He's had lots of time to perfect his technique. You know, if things went the way that it's looking, if at his home, did he lay something down? Did he allow them on the bed at some point, since his wife's hair was found on the tape? You know, I mean, that's concerning. That is concerning, you know. I really hope she's not as sketchy as she's starting to look, because that's just not good. Just makes me believe she knew more about the involvement, and he knows. If what side of lawyer can get her to her first, and if he comes out with, sorry, friend. Yep. Creep up, snip camera wires, quick dance around, few selfies on the doorstep. JJ kicks down the door and we go in. Yeah, so do I, Mexi. Yeah. And his house looked like a Cheerios house, Your Honor. Oh, yeah. So it does make me wonder how long that would be before people forget that that is that house. I wouldn't stick around it. I don't know. I wouldn't want it. No thanks. I'll go get a tent. Like, what the hell was he doing in that house? Yuck. Nice pumpkin. It was. Yeah. People are wondering what she has to say. For me, I want to know what comes out of his mouth and her and his family possible involvement or knowledge. Yeah, it's disturbing. Yeah, that's the thing, James. The rest of the house looks nice. And then you got, I'm sorry, that it's a dump. You would think the cops would be more prepared when they arrest these guys. Same with BK. It seems they were hasty in their arrests, and now we have to wait for more investigations. Yeah, both cases, and actually, I mean, Richard Allen, there's a few of them that they should bring in a couple more eyes, just to, if nothing else, get somebody else's opinion, somebody else's view of things. Yeah, they did track him for what, a year? Almost a year? Yeah, exactly. They thought he was going to do something again, which is why they got him on the street. He was buying another burner phone, and he was kind of doing what his alleged pattern was. he was getting ready, and they were afraid that someone was going to end up hurt. So they got him. Yeah. Yeah. They were watching him for almost a year or even a little longer. Yeah, it didn't, when that fellow took over, it was like, boom. And he's leaving too. He's retiring. I just did a video on him the last couple of days. His name will come. Yeah, I'm the same. I am the same. I reserve judgment on her, but it's starting to look a little fishy. That's kind of how I'm starting to feel. You know, you don't want to think that something this horrific, but I mean, it happens. It's been known. Fred and Rose West, perfect example. That was horrible. Look at Carla Homolka, who was let out very quickly. She married Paul Bernardo, and they were doing some pretty bad things. Even her little sister was unalived. Yes. I don't know who mentioned it earlier, but Asa was gone when some of those girls went missing. But what she knows is questionable. Yeah. Yeah, there was a couple at the beginning, a couple interviews, but it's been a while. They said that basically nobody's kids were allowed to go there trick-or-treating. It was just kind of, you know, that house when you're a kid that it just looks a little odd, so you like go to the other side and gone. It sounds like that was that house. Yeah, they may have more evidence. They're just not sharing it right now. And I mean, that is common. And it's probably the best. I mean, it is the best way to do things. I think so. Yeah, they've got a lot of evidence against old Rexy. Yeah, Rodney Harrison. Thank you, Mexi. He has resigned from his post, and he is the fellow that got the like a team together to start looking into this again. And within months, they had this little bastard spotted. He was they were on his butt. This case is for 3. Asa wasn't there. End of story for Asa for involvement. For maybe these 3. Gilgo looks nice, apart from the Cheerios, dirty cops, and dodgy doctors. Bet the house is worth good money. Oh, dodgy FBI, Mel? Refresh my memory. 'Cause I can't, yeah, refresh my memory. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I had a lot of compassion for her as well. And I know now my head's starting to go, what? What? Yep. She really needs to stop acting like a Grinch. Sharing is caring. Oh, the Memphis 3, right? They put 3 kids in prison who had nothing to do with it because they were hasty. Yep. Yep. I mean, look at the ones that have been released due to DNA hits. Suffolk PD kept the FBI out for a while until recently. I wonder where they do that. I don't think she was involved in the actual crime, but she could have known something that was up and just turned her cheek to it. I mean, that would not surprise me either. If anything, it's inflation. Just inflation. I mean, our house has gone up 200,000 in the last 6 months. Yep, that's exactly what they did. He got the task force together and, yep, started making moves. And they found out about him very fast, and they just followed him. They kept track of him. Low lifespan. Oh, it's true. Yeah, some people just buy it because it was an unaliving house. People like that stuff. They do. It blows me away. But look what even Lizzie Borden's house. Do you ever see that? They give tours. They've got like dummies, like the dad sprawled out, and it's like, oh my God. But yeah, someone bought it and turned it into some kind of attraction. Okay. It is. LA corruption here is a huge rabbit hole. They successfully kept FBI out. Are you from that area, Kathy? And anyone who is not subscribed that is watching, whether it's video or what have you, hit that subscribe and like button. Share it out. I appreciate you. She can disappear as things change from the 3. Neighbor's going to be weird family, kept themselves to themselves, said hi in passing. Then others will be like, we're shocked, would not think you would do something like this. Yeah, and it seems like pretty much most of the neighbors were freaked out by him. You know, I know that I heard at one point that like the next door neighbor or someone walking by, something along those lines, said hello to him. And he was like, "Arr." So it's like, oh, okay. Stay away from his house, kids. He's a freak. Oh, you know what? That's a huge question for me, James. That's a huge, huge question for me. That skinny little dirty pickle. Blech. Gives me the chills. Yeah, he does. Yeah. But you know what? How far is Pickle Park from Rex? If I was her, I would be making the most of it, having a book written and selling the movie rights to this. Yeah, I mean, I understand why she's doing it. as long as she's not doing it in partnership. If she's doing this because she's got to survive because she's got cancer and needs treatment, so she needs the money. She needs the money. So, I mean, it creeps me out, but I can also see why she's doing it. Cancer treatments, yes. That's not cheap. Yeah. Hey, can somebody put up the Discord link for me if you don't mind? I'd love to talk to you, Kathy. Are you on Discord? I sure think so, James. So this I-25, like, what the hell? Like, people are literally saying that he looks like maybe a contender. Oh, totally. I mean, there's a couple. Dr. Defib, the place that Shannon got called to originally. I think that guy, I just think something's wrong. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to chit chat with you. That's the scary thing. And you know, there is a area there. Let me see if I can. It's not far from his house. Let me see here. Okay. Whoop whoop. Okay. And yeah, like I was saying, that's the thing. I was looking for something in relation to that. Okay, so okay, so everyone's doing good. I'm sorry, I'm just 2 seconds here. I think I got it. Jazzy. Looking. I didn't add it. Okay, dokie. So, by Rex's house. Let's go there. Okay, so Rex's house is right here. You go down the road a little bit, you take a little bit of, and you end up right here. See how direct that is? That's the way it's going to go. So he ends up right here. How come it's not letting me drag that? Come on. Okay, well, this is right near this park. So you can go in right through here, and you end up in this monstrous frickin' park. And he probably knows every single little trail, every little dip, every little dive, all the way through here. It's got paths. It's got a little bit of water. But look at... So, wouldn't that make you think that that might be a great dumping ground? Massapequa Park. And I'm not quite sure why it's not letting me go down there. Oh, alrighty then, here we are. So I'm just gonna go back a little bit. This is that road that you drive straight into from his house, and you end up here. So I'm pretty sure, let me see if this is it. What the hell am I doing? That house has been blurred out, and I know that at least when it comes to like the Idaho students, the ones that were blocked out usually for some reason were right involved. So I do believe okay, so that is again straight down from his house. Massapequa. And they've got like a phenomenal, they're able to see everything that he was doing, connecting with these people, and then the two cell phones go together, and then one just stops going anywhere and his keeps going. Like they have very, very good, they've tracked him really well. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you how close that was because to me, it's extremely sus. Exactly. Long Island is covered in protected woods. Some of the body parts were found in Manorville and on Fire Island. Yes, yes, absolutely. Peaches was found part on Fire Island, and then the other part of her was by her baby. I'm just looking, was anybody able to put up that link? Let me see. So this is our Discord. Oh my. That's our Discord link. So join us over there. It's actually a really nice platform. A large portion of our people in here are actually over in Discord. So yeah, if you're part of that at all, Tracy, give me a buzz or just send me a message. Yeah, exactly. Some people will have their house blotched out if you contact Google. Yeah, that other huge park is interesting. Can't remember where it is on the map. All wilderness trails on one. Yeah, that's basically what was going on in Massapequa Park. I mean, there's little ponds you can sit there. There's paths. There's big trees. I mean, a person at night, there's more than just that one entrance into that park. So I have a lot of questions about that. And I'm really curious as to why they haven't done anything there. Yeah, in the Idaho 4 case, those blotches are somewhat mentioned in the PCA. Yep. Yeah, no, that sounds great. That sounds great. What about the park where he scared that young lady on her bike? Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I do believe he did have problems in school. I do believe, if I remember correctly. Yep. Oh my God, it's deceiving because you think he's one way, but he's not that way. I mean, he's a very good chameleon. Yep. His classmates have talked about that. You betcha. Over here where we are, not as much as some of the other areas I've lived in, Shauna. If you're talking to me. I think so too, that there's usually something in their backgrounds. I mean, yeah. Yeah, he was bullied. I say more like a sumo wrestler. Big baby diaper on his butt. Oh, it was. It was something else. I mean, he was a character. It's almost like he turned into someone totally different than that miserable looking SOB that we see in the courtroom. Wow. Is there a witness saying that he followed her in the woods and scared the sheesh out of her? Dirty chameleon. You know, the only reason I think they should search that is just due to the fact he would probably know it very well. In my mind, like if I had that near me when I was a kid, like I was a tomboy, big surprise. I was a tomboy and I would have been all over that. I would have known every little place I could get into and make it a fort, or I'd have been all over that. Yeah, he's a big boy. He is a very big boy. Oh, you know what, Carrie? That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Park for training, territory for cadaver dogs. So what do you guys think about, do you think that there's possibly more on that beach? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm a little bit of a tomboy. Depends what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm really curious about, you know, I'm sure like all of us, 1,000 questions. Yeah, he's been there all his life. He grew up in that house. I mean, he had a little bit of time where he moved, but he came right back. And yeah, he's been in that house his entire life, basically. And I agree with you. There could be things all over the place for the cops to find. No, you don't think? You think they've cleared that pretty good? You see, I didn't know how well they cleared it because look who was in charge back then. I wear dresses lots now just due to my fibro. That's what I think, James. I really, really do. Because, I mean, if you think about it, it was Burke that was controlling that whole situation, right? So I'm just like, I don't know. And I want them to look at Dr. Defib again. And Mexi, can you remember his name? The guy that got Shannon to come to his house? I think he's sus as F as well. Oh. But you know what? That's the thing. Like, The FBI were asked to leave. They said they didn't need their help. And they left. Do they get storms big enough for water to come up that far where the girls were found? And that's the thing. How many people have been wiped out, into the ocean? Doesn't it? I mean, is it a big, long beach? Like, does it go out for a while or does it drop? Oh, yeah. Rex is in jail since sometime in July. Yes. The driver as well. It's just... Well, there are rumors about animals not being treated properly. I haven't had that. I mean, that's not confirmed by any kind of law enforcement that I know of. But that is usually how it goes, right? Yeah, Michael Park. Pack, not Park. Yeah, Michael Pack. Yeah, and I don't know. Let me see my notes. James Burke. Yeah, I am not, I'm not seeing the name. It should be in my brain. Yeah, Brewer. That's right. Joseph Brewer. Boom. Yes. Joseph Brewer. Because that one girl said that she had been at a party at one of the houses on the beach, and that all of these people were together in that house. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, we don't really know what they have. JB should be BJ. Yeah. She places Rex and Burke there, and Joseph Brewer. Yeah. Well, with that, guys, that's all I have for today. Hold on here. Do we want to look at this? Okay, so family members of a woman who was deleted nearly 30 years ago in an unsolved case are urging police to investigate her death in connection with accused Gilgo Beach suspect Rex Heuermann. There appears to be a resemblance between Heuermann, 60, and the police sketch of the presumed deleter of Alicia Showalter Reynolds, who was deleted in, let me write that down, was deleted in March 1996. Wow. So do you guys think that this is a possibility? How many of you guys know about this? Showalter Reynolds. Alicia was a promising graduate student at Johns Hopkins University working on a vaccine for parasitic infection at the time of her She's 25 years old, and she was deleted by the still unidentified Route 29 stalker while driving from Blairmore to Charlottesville. Elisa's family recently noticed similarities between Heuermann and a sketch of the Route 29 follower and have now asked investigators to explore the connection. Brutal. Great big dogs. So there she is there. Right there. So there, what do you guys think of that? I'm really curious. What do you guys think of this? Yeah, that's the sketch. That is the sketch of the I-25 guy. So you have to think this was, what, how many years ago? Like, it's been a while. That's what I thought. The eyebrows, Kathy. Even the nose. Even, there's a lot of, you know, and he wouldn't have been as big as he is now. I wouldn't think anyways. Circumstances surrounding Reynolds' disappearance are deeply unsettling. She was on a 150-mile journey to go shopping with her mother, Sadie Showalter, and had planned to meet her around 10:30 a.m. When Alicia did not arrive, Sadie waited at the mall thinking bad weather or unforeseen circumstances delayed her daughter. Later the same day at 6 p.m., Alicia's car was found abandoned along the shoulder of Route 29 near Culpeper, Virginia, with a white paper napkin placed under the windshield wiper, a signal commonly used to indicate an issue with the vehicle. It was later discovered that there was nothing wrong with her car. 3 witnesses also came forward to tell police that Alicia had been spotted speaking with a clean-cut white male who had been driving a dark-colored pickup truck. Alicia's body was not found for another 2 months. Her body had been dumped about 15 miles east of Culpeper. The investigation by Virginia State Police into Alicia's death remains active and ongoing, with the family still waiting for answers in her disappearance of her passing some 27 years later. Wow. Oh, I'm going to lose it. There's a fly in the house again. So, what do you guys think of this? Is there, you know, you take 27 years off? So, that is what we have. I can probably find one, Tony. I could probably find one. I'll go looking. So, guys, I am going to call it. We've been babbling for almost 2 hours, friends. So, Thank you for being here with me. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and hit that thumb. Okay, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Let me know what you think down below. Bye.